Well, there's new attention on security for members of Congress right now.
Police say a security guard for Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett was killed in a SWAT standoff in Dallas. Well, it turns out the guard was using a fake identity for years. GMAT's Marshall Farmer is looking into how that guard was hired, his criminal activity, and what led to that standoff.
That's right. 39-year-old Diamond Mazare Robinson went by the alias Mike King for several years, working as security for Congresswoman Crockett. Robinson also ran a business that hired police officers for off-duty security jobs in North Texas. His criminal record included 2 active felony theft warrants from 2017, along with multiple stolen firearms and 2 vehicles with stolen government plates. Now, last Wednesday, Dallas PD officers spotted Robinson in an acquaintance's car. After briefly getting away from officers, he was later found inside the parking garage of a hospital. Negotiators talked with him for about an hour, where he eventually stepped out of the car before drawing a handgun at officers.
Stand up! Put your hand up! Don't reach! Don't do it! Don't do it!
Officers fired back at Robinson there, killing him at the scene. No officers were injured. Congresswoman Crockett just put out a new statement overnight saying, in part, it was concerning that Robinson was hired as security for a member of Congress, citing, quote, loopholes and shortcomings. She adds that her team, quote, followed all protocols outlined by the House to contract additional security. Now, Robinson has a record of prior arrests, including for thefts in Dallas, Duncanville, Irving, and Dallas County. Right now, officials are working to figure out exactly how he managed to use his alias to get hired in high-level security positions. Wayne, Deanna?